Jacob, Joseph's father, and his family arrive in Egypt seeking refuge from a devastating famine. Pharaoh, impressed by Joseph's leadership, gives them a warm welcome and provides them with the best land in Goshen. Now, this story is not just about Jacob's family finding a new home. It also highlights the way Joseph leverages his position with strategic thinking and wise decision-making to ensure not only his family's survival, but also the survival of Egypt itself. One of the most striking aspects of this story is Joseph's leadership during the famine. The scarcity of food led to economic instability, poverty, and social unrest. In response, Joseph implemented a centralized food distribution system, much like modern-day disaster relief efforts. This allowed him to manage the crisis and sustain the nations. This speaks volumes about effective governance. Joseph anticipated the coming crisis, made wise preparations, and responded in ways that would help Egypt recover and thrive. His leadership is a model of foresight, planning, and compassion, all qualities that are essential for leaders today, especially in times of economic hardship. As the famine worsens, people begin selling their livestock, land, and even their lives to Joseph in exchange for food. This highlights just how vulnerable societies can be in times of crisis. People will often do whatever it takes to survive, including giving up their land and freedom. Joseph, however, uses this situation to secure a stable future for Egypt and its people. Joseph's decisions during this time aren't just about surviving the crisis, they're about sustaining the future. His choice to buy up land for Pharaoh and provide people with seed to plant for the coming years shows his long-term thinking. The instruction to the people to keep 4/5 of their harvests to feed their families and plant future crops speaks to the importance of planning for the future. 1/5, a 20% tax, was not just for Pharaoh's benefit. It was a way of ensuring that the whole nation had enough food to survive and that the economic system could continue functioning after the famine. On a practical level, this illustrates an early form of social welfare where resources are redistributed to ensure the survival of the people. As Joseph continues to manage Egypt's resources, Jacob, now nearing the end of his life, makes a final request. He asks Joseph to swear that he will not bury him in Egypt, but will return him to Canaan to be buried with his ancestors. This request reflects the importance of family and ancestral ties in ancient cultures. Jacob's request is more than just about burial. It speaks to the legacy of his family and the promise of God to give them the land of Canaan. Even in his final moments, Jacob holds on to God's promises and desires to be connected to the land that will one day belong to his descendants. Joseph, deeply moved, swears to honor his father's request, and in this moment we see the powerful bond of family and faith that runs through the story. Israel's family settles in Goshen, and from this point on they begin to prosper. The Israelites grow in number, and this land will become their home.